Chapter 875. Alex looked at Viley before he asked curiously, "Viley, did you come to Japan often previously?" Viley shook his head before he smiled and said, "I only visit for business purposes occasionally, but I've never stayed here for more than a week for each trip." Alex had a puzzled look on his face as he asked, "Then, how do you know so much about tea, furniture, and wood?" Viley smiled before he said, "It's mainly because my mother really likes these things. Therefore, I have already come into contact with these ever since I was a young child." After that, Viley continued speaking, "Although I am mixed race and even though I resemble an British more, I am a downright Japanese down to my bones. I've been particularly influenced by my mother ever since I was a child. I especially love the culture, food, and traditions here." "I see." Alex nodded slightly as he boiled some water for the tea. After that, he began to prepare the tea leaves that his father-in-law had been tricked into buying on WeChat. After he was done brewing the tea, Alex poured a cup of tea for Viley and himself before he smiled and said, "Come, have a taste of my father-in-law's tea." Viley thanked him before he nodded slightly. After that, he took the teacup on his hand before he placed it at his lips and took a small sip. The expression on his face turned a little weird immediately afterwards. After tasting it for a long time, he said embarrassedly, "Uncle Richard's taste in tea is really strange. To be honest, I really can't taste anything good or special about this tea at all. Why is Uncle Richard treating these tea leaves as his precious collection? Where did he get this tea from?" At this time, Alex immediately realized that Viley was indeed so much more knowledgeable about tea compared to his own father-in-law. That silly old man had been drinking this tea for a long time, and the more he drank the tea, the more he felt that it really tasted like good tea. If Alex had not stopped him, he would have definitely bought more tea leaves from that girl who was selling tea leaves on WeChat. Alex smiled before he told Viley, "My father-in-law bought this tea from a scammer on WeChat. It cost him a lot of money, but it's really nothing special at all." Viley immediately understood what was going on. He nodded slightly before he said to Alex, "I have the highest quality beautiful golden eyebrows tea leaves that I entrusted someone to help me to buy from the South region. I will bring some of it for you and Uncle Richard to try when I have the opportunity to do so. The tea is really good, and the tea leaves were specially picked and roasted by a top master at preparing beautiful golden tea leaves." Alex thanked him politely before he said, "My father-in-law doesn't know much about tea, but he simply likes it very much. Even if you give him the highest quality tea leaves, he won't be able to tell the difference at all. Therefore, I think that it would be better for you to keep the tea leaves and enjoy it for yourself instead." In fact, Alex was thinking that he has not even bought his own father-in-law any good tea leaves before. Wouldn't it be a little inappropriate for an outsider to buy him the highest quality tea leaves first? Viley did not think too much about it, and he did not realize what Alex was thinking of. At this time, Viley suddenly recalled what Trump had told him before they entered the villa. Therefore, he asked him out of curiosity, "Mr. Anderson, I heard Uncle Richard saying that someone had given you this villa because you dealt with some feng shui matters for them. Is that true?" Alex smiled slightly before he said, "That's right. In fact, the main thing isn't the fact that I was looking at feng shui for them, but the main point is that I had managed to solve some really important problems that the other party was facing by taking a look at his feng shui for him." Viley replied sincerely, "Mr. Anderson, to be honest, I've always been interested in feng shui, and I've also bought and studied a lot of books on feng shui. Unfortunately, I've never once met a good feng shui master who would be able to help me engage in the feng shui field. Furthermore, I have relatively limited spare time, so my research is really superficial." As he spoke, Viley said again, "By the way, Mr. Anderson, I'll be officially opening my new company in Oris Hill soon. Could you please help me take a look at the feng shui of my company's premises then?" Since Viley was very polite and friendly to him, Alex felt that he had very good qualities and a high emotional intelligence. Since he was such a friendly person, Alex smiled as he said, "When will you be officially opening your company?" I'll make some time to go over and have a look at the feng shui before that. Viley was very excited and he hurriedly replied, "That's fantastic. Thank you. My company will be opening the day after tomorrow. Would it be convenient for you to come over tomorrow if you have time?" "Yes."